Good morning, peeps, and Merry Christmas. This is another installment of Cook with Linda, but today it's going to be Cook with Linda and my sister Beth. We're going to be making kolaches, which is a Bohemian cookie pastry. It's a filled goodie treat that goes way back to our roots, our Bohemian roots. My great-great-grandparents immigrated to the United States from Czechoslovakia, which also is known as Bohemia. So we're going to be making these treats back to our roots, and unlike the gravy, this is the first time that we've made these. So we're going to just kind of learn as we go along, but we're going to walk you through how to make these, and those of you that have Eastern European roots, you might want to make these for your family too. So stay tuned. Okay, so now I'm going to show you all of the different ingredients. We have flour, yeast, of course, very important. And we have, what else do we have? Eggs, butter, oh, egg yolks. And that's my sister, she's printing out the recipe right now. Oh yeah, and milk is very important too. So we're going to just kind of walk you through, and we'll give you the measurements too as we go along. But we're going to fill them with, you'll see that we've got like poppy seed filling, almond filling. That's one of the dogs. I think it's Cookie. Cookie's going to help us cook. Any kinds. We got some different preserves and whatnot. So we're going to be filling these. That's the evaporated milk. So we got everything all ready. So first step will be to heat up the milk. So we'll show you that next. Okay, so now we're going to be warming up 4 cups of milk. We're going to make 2 batches. So the recipe just calls for 2 cups of milk. But since we're making 2 batches, we're going to just do 4 cups of milk. And we're just going to put it in a glass measure and heat it up in the micro. I'm going to be bringing my sister Beth into the picture.
Why? I didn't agree.
She didn't agree to this, but anyway, she's kind of camera shy. Hi, Beth. So we're going to go ahead and we put it in the micro. We're just going to do a minute at a time, just so we don't scald the milk. So right now we've got 2 cups of warm milk mixed with 2 packages of yeast. You know, they just come in those little packets, so put 2 packages and 1 tablespoon of sugar. And we're going to mix all of that together and just let it sit for a while. Now we just measured into a bowl 2 cups of flour. Okay, so we got the yeast all mixed in, and we're going to let that sit for 10 minutes. We had a hard time dissolving the yeast, so it might be a good idea to put a little bit of milk in with the yeast just to kind of make a paste, and then mix it in with all of your milk.
Gradually add the rest.
What's that, Beth?
Gradually add the rest of the milk to keep it smooth.
2 cups of flour, and we're adding a 1/2 cup of sugar. Separating out egg yolks, 4 egg yolks per recipe. So we're going to have to do egg yolks, 8 egg yolks total. We're watching the masterful work of egg separation here.
And the recipe calls for 1 egg white, so I saved 1.
This is the way my mom used to do it. I personally do it differently, but... So we've got a 1/2 stick of butter, a teaspoon of salt, and 2 cups of flour, and a 1/2 cup of sugar in here right now that we're just going to mix together to try to get the butter all nice and incorporated. So just take a fork and just kind of act like a bit of a pastry cutter here with your fork to get the butter all incorporated. Okay, I'm going to add the egg yolks now to our mixture here. Make sure to get all the egg yolks out of the bottom of the bowl. Okay, I added the yeast mixture too, and we're just going to start to incorporate all of this. And the recipe actually calls for like 5 cups of flour, so we're going to be adding a lot of flour to this because eventually we want to make a nice dough. on getting this mixture really nice and smooth before we add more flour to it. So I think I'm at the point now where I'm going to start gradually adding some flour. How are you doing over there, Beth?
Almost there, I think.
As you can see, it's getting a little bit thicker. I added an additional cup of flour, and now I'm going to add another cup. So it's kind of starting to come together as like a regular dough.
So that's cup number 4.
Cup number 4. Okay, as you can see, I've got a bit of a dough here going. I just slowly added more flour to it, and I'm just incorporating it in to make a nice elasticy dough. And as you can see, it's just about there. So you just kind of, it feels fantastic too. I wish you could feel it. It's nice and just has a perfect feel to it. So as soon as we're done here, we're gonna set it out to rise for about an hour, but I'll come back to you on that. Okay, so we want to put this dough in a bowl, a greased bowl. And we've gone through 3 or 4 bowls that we don't think were big enough that Beth greased up, and now she's washing, so Beth's going to get a high place in heaven.
That's right.
So we're going to put this in the bowl and let it sit for an hour. And we'll see in about an hour. Okay, we're back. It's been an hour, and as you can see, our dough has doubled, which is super cool. So now Beth is going to punch the dough down, and we have to let it rise again. Punch,
It's so pretty.
punch. How's it feel?
It feels like dough.
This is Michael. Say hi, Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Okay, now we're going to let it sit for another
Think
hour
that's
or
enough?
so. Yeah, it looks good. We've now let this dough rise another hour or so, and we're going to turn it out onto a floured surface, which you can see that over there. So Beth is going to dump it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, holy
So
smokes.
we just roll it out to be
Yep.
a ½ inch.
So we're just going to roll it out to be a ½ inch thick, and then we're going to make rounds. So we'll be right back. Out. We're gonna go with a 1/4 inch because these are gonna have to, once we cut the rounds out, we're gonna have to let them rise again. So
3/8 of an inch.
3/8 of an inch. So let's go ahead and continue to roll this out. Notice the rolling ability there that Beth has.
That's right.
Quite.
This is award-winning rolling.
It is
right here,
award.
you're seeing.
It's award-winning rolling. So we found just the perfect size that we want in Beth's beautiful glass here. So how big do we think that is? Like
Well, I'll tell you.
2 inches? Oh, you got your...
We've got the technology.
Those look beautiful. Wow.
Oh my God.
3 inches?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually that sounds about right. So we're going to go ahead and cut all these out, and we're going to put them on our parchment paper, which I just showed you that. And we're going to let them rise again for another ½ hour or so. So, you have probably missed a little bit of my comedic banter throughout my cooking demonstration because my sister Beth said my old video was too long. So she stifled me. But anyway, I want to give you a little bit, now would be a good time to take a little break to tell you about our Bohemian ancestors. Back in the 1900s, our great-great-grandfather, Jacob, J-A-K-O-B, Berger, immigrated from Czechoslovakia to the United States. The Bohemians settled down in Wisconsin, believe it or not. So there are a lot of little communities of Bohemians in Wisconsin, and that's where. And you think about Bohemian Rhapsody, Mamma Mia, let me go. But actually Bohemians are very hardworking people, and so our ancestors owned farmland and were very hardworking people, and so they had to do a lot with little. So that's the reason why the kolaches are so good, because they could have a really sweet treat without having to spend a lot of money. As you can see, all of our ingredients were very simple: flour, sugar, yeast, and then we just fill it with sweet treat, which you'll see as we get towards the end here. So we're going to take another break, and next we'll be filling our kolaches. We're back. Now we are going to press down on our kolaches to get them ready to be filled. So Beth found a perfect size glass, and so she's gonna press super hard down to make sure to get it really nice and thin. That looks great. So it looks like a little
Toilet.
I was gonna say like a. It looks like can I say this on my video? It doesn't. No, I'm not gonna say it. What I think it looks like.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Or a diaphragm.
Now we're starting to fill the kolaches with. We've got almond cake and pastry filling, and we've got poppy seed filling. These are some of the things that Beth had gotten. Some plum preserves, and then some cherry filling.
And apples.
Oh, and apples too. Okay, so let's see what the apples look like. And so we're just, as you can see, we're not filling them too much, but just enough. There's a perfect little pocket for them.
And we'll see when they cook if they really turn out.
Yep. So now that they're all filled, we're going to brush them with an egg wash. So we just have egg whites and a little bit of water. And so we're going to go ahead and just brush just the pastry part. And then were we going to try to put a little bit of sugar on them, Beth? Or
Yeah, I think a few of them.
We're going to maybe put a little bit of granulated sugar.
See, I'll show you. Sorry, arm in this thing. So this is what I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that looks pretty. Perfect. We're putting another couple of sheets in the oven here, and it looks like we cook them for 15 minutes. And what's the oven set to, Beth?
350.
350. Okay, so we're just getting ready to taste our kolaches, okay? So here we go. We have, what kind do we have?
Cherry and almond.
Cherry and almond. Okay, Beth.
So should we try almond first?
Yeah, let's try an almond first. Okay, here we go.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's like the dough's good and
Yeah, that's very good.
the almond is delicious.
All right.
That's good.
Have to try. So that's going to conclude our kolache video. The kolaches taste a lot like just a really yummy bread, almost like that Mexican sweet bread. And then with the filling mixed with the bread, it's just got such a wonderful, the bread's not too sweet. It's just a perfect little vessel for the filling. So, oh yeah, let me show you that real quick. Here's our final picture. Beth smiling. We put powdered sugar on them. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Say bye, Beth. Say bye, Michael.
Bye, Michael.